Hey Isaac, welcome to the third episode of the 30 Years of Dream podcast. As we are here to talk about the International Conference 2025, that we have two guests today. So that is none other than, from one hand, we have the Conference Committee Vice President for the Conference Experience for the IC 2019, Pamaljith. And from the other hand, we have the CCVP for Delegate Experience, IC 2025, Ameera Izmie. Hi Aki and Aya, how are you feeling?
Hi. Feeling good.
Feeling good. Okay, before starting this, so can I know that one incident happened before y'all coming here?
Nothing happened.
That has a big story though.
Nothing happened.
What happened?
I was supposed to come here today at 12.
Yeah.
And, I was told yesterday evening, or probably night.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty much it. So I was hoping
Is
to
it
get
really
here by
easy?
12. Yeah.
Yeah, so the incident was for me actually. So I thought it was going to happen in the evening. So I was planning on coming in the evening, so I didn't get permission from work or anything. So I was in the morning. I got to know it was at 12 because he has given availability at 12. So considering the fact that I am working under him, I had to ask permission from him
That's the answer
to come join the podcast. Yeah,
Amazing.
so yeah, that is.
So
what
I was
happened.
anyway under the impression that she would be away from 12 to 2 or so. So I did not have any problem.
Okay. Anyway, that as we are here to talk about the international conference, what really international conference in IC context?
So, since ISIC is the world's largest youth run organization, we work with a lot of youth in different countries, 120 countries. And so basically, IC, or International Congress, is the space where we bring in all of these entities together, right, to set the direction, the way forward for us as an organization. Because in ISEC, we do have our leaders, dynamically changing each year, right? So with that, we will be setting new directions as an organization for that, and we will be planning roadmaps once in 5 years and so on and so forth. So all of these things happen at one place. So this is that particular significant place where it happens, that is International Congress.
International Congress. Okay, so that we know that we got this privilege after 30 damn years to organize ISEC in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
So why Pamaljith IC is important to ISEC in Sri Lanka?
Well, so if you go back to the history, ISAC in Sri Lanka started off with IC 1995, and then the organization evolved. And if you look back at the past 30 years, right, this is an opportunity as an entity for us, because we've been going through a lot as an entity. We've been, at certain years, we've been growing rapidly, and then due to certain various external factors, we've been, trying to stand up, etc., etc. And for all the problems that we've been having over the years, I think this is one of the best solutions we can get. Because as an entity, as an organization, we do a lot of leadership development. We make a huge impact in the youth of this country, right? We are still trying to establish this fact in the general public and also in the youth of this country. At the same time, we are working with a lot of corporates. We are working with a lot of stakeholders, including government. We are trying to work. So we wish that we could do a lot with the government, the corporates, the youth, the general public, and all these stakeholders. So having this kind of event in Sri Lanka, it is not just an event, but I feel like it's sort of an opportunity that as an entity that we could have to make sure to show what we are as an organization, what we are as an entity to all the stakeholders that we are talking about. Like when you think about the members, they would get to experience IC firsthand, and that is where the roots of the organization, where the strategic direction of the organization, what is the plan for the next 5 years of the organization that is planned in IC. So getting that experience firsthand for the membership is an investment for the next 5 to 10 years of this entity. If they are around this organization for the next 2 to 3 years, they will be building the next generation of leaders of this organization. At the same time, to show the governments, to show the corporates about what we are doing, the impact we are doing, how widely spread we are, what is the coverage that we are having around the globe. Earlier, what we used to do is we used to take a pitch deck and then pitch, this is what we are doing. But that we have this opportunity right now to show it to them like what we actually do. It doesn't have to be, we need to get into partnerships and you need to, work with us, etc. But if we want to do, we have this opportunity of showing around, this is what this organization is, this is the impact that we are doing around the globe in every other country, and this is the impact that we are doing here, this is what we have done, this is what we could do, this is the support that we need from you to expand into the levels that we want to expand. So if you look at from that angle, it's sort of like a very big opportunity for the entity to engage all the stakeholders, including the members, such that the next 5 to 10 years of this organization or the entity ISAC in Sri Lanka, we can redefine it from this touch point. 30 years back, I see 1995, it started this entity and it has taken us this far. So just to redefine the next 10, 20, 15 years, I think this is one of the huge opportunities that we have.
And that is for like why ISAC is important to ISAC in Sri Lanka as an entity. So, but as a country, so can you tell why ISAC is important?
As a country, we are, as a country, what we lack, my personal opinion, is people who could lead change. Mm-hmm. I mean, we are capable of doing a lot of things. I mean, we have the resources, we have everything that we could ask for, but the intent of leading the change, it's what we don't have. So as an organization, from my experience, what I've seen is that we create leaders, and that is like everyone who has gone through an experience in ISAC is a living proof for that. And we've seen what they have gone to do after, finishing their engagements with ISAC, etc., etc. So if you could, we might not be able to do something directly to the country, but if you could groom the next generation of young leaders, right, giving them the necessary experiences and the exposure that they need, those are the set of people who would, go beyond what is being asked, and, who would make some footprint here in this country and try to drive change in this country. So it's not about directly driving the change in the country, but to groom the next generation of leaders of this country. They will eventually go out there and do great things to this country. So which is why ISAC in Sri Lanka, International Congress, ISAC, everything is important at this point of time, looking at it as a, as a future investment.
And there are like so many perspectives from people around the world about Sri Lanka as a country. So even now, like when we handle people who are coming here and when we talk with them, there are so many perspectives, so many perceptions. Like they have, some are right, some are wrong, some we don't even have any idea how they got to know things like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's an opportunity for us to bring a proper perspective about the country also. Like this is a place like this. Yeah.
When proper perspective about the country as well as proper perspective about the opportunities that we have. Because we as an organization, we are limitless. We work with like 110 odd countries around the world. Yeah. We are not bound by this island. We work with a lot of stakeholders. So that is something that we can cascade into a lot of our stakeholders, and that is also opportunity that we could tap into at this point of time.
It is. And Ameera, you are part of the core committee of one of the biggest youth-led conferences in the world. So how do you feel like preparing for an event like that?
Nervous.
Yeah.
Nervous and excited at the same time. It's like a combination. Yeah.
How's your total experience, overall experience that you gained through?
It's like really hard to describe.
Did you ever think that you will do this much when you took over this?
Well, yeah, kind of. Obviously, had an idea about it, absolutely. Because, when it comes to International Congress, like many entities, like in the context of ISAC, what happens is many entities, they bid to have the conference in that particular entity, right? So likewise, let's say the National Committee of ISAC in Sri Lanka would bid to ISAC International, saying that, okay, we have these resources to host this particular conference here. This is a really big conference, so we can do it. So when I was back then, I was in the National Committee and we were in the process of doing that. So we had a dream to bring it here, and at that point we knew what the scale of it is going to be. And now being part of that, that's a bit, it's not that I didn't have or understand the scope of it. It was not something something unexpected. It's more like when it spans through a year of preparation, right? Almost a year of preparation for it. It's actually nervous, exciting, and a lot of emotions. You can't just say, okay, this is the actual one we have. But it has been a while. And yeah.
It's it. Okay. So like in 2019, Pamaljith, when you took that responsibility, like that we know that we couldn't host the event, But anyway, what was your dream behind bringing IC to ISEC in Sri Lanka?
Well, yeah, of course we couldn't host it here because of security concerns back then. And like Ameera said, the preparations were going like for more than a year. And the context might be different because the dreams what we had back then is now, it's different because we didn't know that, bombings would happen, COVID would come, etc. But as an entity, as an organization, we were in a very, rapid growth path. And the objective was how are we going to make this an opportunity to pivot into the next stage of growth as an entity. And on the other hand, as an organization, what we are looking at is how are we going to capitalize on this in terms of taking ISAC in Sri Lanka to the next level that we wanted to go. Growth is something else operationally, but as an organization, how do people want to see us as an organization within this country? So those are two things that we were looking at. And we did not look at this as an event, but it was facilitating the process of planning of this organization. At the same time, milking as much as things that we could to milk for this entity through planning through this. So there's a lot of planning going on. Like planning the conference was one thing, but what is the aftermath of the conference? So to achieve what we want to achieve after the conference, because by that time I think your story is like you were in the member committee and then you're hosting. Back then, after being in the local committees, we were doing IC. And then next step was member committee. So it was all about, making sure that we capitalize as much as possible in the upcoming years, right?
It's like reverse, the other way around.
Reverse, yeah. So there was a lot of plans woven around the event. At the same time, how are we going to, build this as an organization through this event for the next year? So even if, things were not, of any financial gain, collaborating with governments, president, prime minister, and corporates, all these things were a checklist that we needed to tick off because we were expecting, that visibility, that recognition for the next years to come. So that was actually, to be honest, that was the dream because after that, even after IC, we wanted to continue ISAC. So now, why not? So that was the dream. So as a core committee, we were very much aligned with that because by that time we worked in ISAC for quite a while. So for all the things that we wanted to achieve as an entity, we saw solutions through IC. So we were pretty much focused in getting the event done and also getting those solutions in place as well.
It's about the dream.
Yeah, that was the dream. I mean, we could speak in depth about what all these things, but that's not relevant.
As it's becoming a bit serious, so let's make it a bit more funnier. So now, for that, we'll do a quick rapid fire. Ayala?
Okay.
Okay, so I'll be asking some questions. So you all tell the first word that comes to your mind. Okay, good to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the name IC?
Diverse.
Roadmap.
Roadmap. The country you would love to host the IC again?
Sri Lanka.
Again in Sri Lanka?
Yeah. Not now.
Again becoming
not
VP?
Now.
Not now.
Okay, don't answer.
Iceland.
Iceland. Nice.
An outdoor conference.
Greenland.
Greenland.
Greenland would
Greenland is good.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so most crazy thing that happened during the preparations of the IC?
Oh God. It's a rapid fire. You're supposed to do
So,
something.
yeah.
My brain doesn't function that way.
My brain is not braining. I mean, can't point out to a specific thing, but then, preparing for something of this context, there's a lot of arguments with a lot of parties, AIMC, CC.
That's about it.
It's about, fighting.
Can I pass?
You can. So one must-have thing in the delegate kit?
Again,
Toothbrush.
Toothbrush. Wrong answers only.
What?
Tell a wrong answer.
No.
No.
I'm not good at rapid fires.
Okay. Anyway, the next question. So which VP was the most annoying?
Should it be a VP?
Yeah.
VP?
No, someone from the CC.
CCP Bhagyarana Singh.
Most annoying,
At
I
your
think
time?
it It was us.
It was conference.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I had my co-VP.
Yeah.
I had a COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
She's the sweetest person
I had
ever,
a co-VP. She was from Poland. She was here in Sri Lanka for a year. So so it was a
It is
two-person
a-
job. So yeah, we had a lot of conversations a lot. And
If you had to name icy over a food, what would it be?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Rationale behind it?
Flavors, and it's very
Flavors.
cool. And if it is really freezy, you can be like,
Kottu.
Kottu! Again.
he just thought of whatever he wants to eat now and then. He said that.
No rationale behind it, but then you put everything together and you
Wow.
see what's the outcome.
Again, it's
Old
about
stuff.
all about flavors and all.
Yeah.
Okay, that went
You can
really
put
good.
anything into a kottu. I mean, there's no.
You can't put papaya in. And eat it.
You can.
You can't eat it.
You can,
You
but
can.
you can't eat it.
Yeah, you can't eat
I mean, there's chocolate kottu or something that I've seen.
it. That's ice cream.
Now it's getting worse. Okay,
I won.
as you are a part of the core committee, as you were a part of the core committees of one of the biggest youth-led conferences, so what is the biggest learning that you learned throughout your conference journey, not only the conference journey, the entire ISEC journey?
Okay, so from the entire Isaac journey, I think it's sort of like you could put it in this way: we are an organization which is led by purpose, right? And the vision that we have is like it's relevant for all the times, not just today, but even for the years to come, it's relevant. So that has shaped me into a person who is driven by purpose and who wants to keep making that impact. So we could talk about a lot of different small things that you can gain and small things that you have to go through, etc., etc. But overall, if you look at the larger vision of the organization, aligning yourself into that is something that something one could do as a good thing. So that has helped me a lot in doing what I'm doing right now and what I've been doing over the past few years. So I think I owe everything for the exposure that I got there and the eye-opening that I got from being a part of this organization. So I think that's the biggest learning one could get from there.
Ameera, Kiki, with the final note. So what is that one advice that you have to give to the current and future ISECers?
Okay, so one advice would be don't forget the purpose of doing something. So it's not just for ISEC, but something that we learn from ISEC is that there are so many things that we do, like in different contexts, different functions, and different maybe teams and everything. Don't forget the purpose behind it, like as to why we do it. That is the biggest advice for an ISECer, I would say, from my end.
As we have come to the end of today's episode, we shared a lot of memories, we shared a lot of advices, we shared the experience that we had. So with that, thank you very much, Pamaljith and Ameera, for making it to here. Until we meet again, thank you very much and bye-bye.